This was my first attempt at the alphabet, and what was really clear was that I needed to get the correct amount of paint and water to get a good mixture. I realized that dipping the tip of the brush in the water every few strokes really helped in making sure that I had enough of a acrylic and water mixture. Some further practice on the casual style here. I am not a big fan of this page because of the spacing of the letters, although I can see that I've improved my paint mixture, and the lines seem a lot more solid and consistent. So this is the lowercase style, and it's clear that I don't really fully understand where some of the letters fall in the X height. Um, and I'm still kind of struggling to get a neat curve. They don't look too confident at the moment. Also found the S really hard, but I do like the M and the N. This was my attempt at the flick style. To be honest, I didn't really enjoy this style. I felt like I couldn't ever really get a consistent flick and work out the right amount of paint for it. Although it did make me see how I needed to go a bit more methodical with my strokes, just making sure that they went from the top ruled line to the bottom line, just so they would look more even on the page. I enjoyed the round tip style. I found the beads were easier than in the chisel style, and my curves were definitely improving here, and I can tell that I was getting more comfortable with the brush. I feel like I need to work on my ends and make them more round. One thing I also learnt was to wait for the paint to dry before flipping it over to the next page, as the paper ended up drying on a couple of my last letters and ripping off. This was probably my favourite style. I really enjoyed how the brush flowed with this one. I think because I've attempted similar styles in the past, this came more natural. Some of the letters were placed wrong, like the G, but now I know that they're meant to go in the row below. I also really liked the letters K, M, and N as they flowed nicely, and I found the Z quite hard due to the middle stroke going down to the left. I found myself doing some real world practice as me and my friends were planning a housewarming party. I decided it would be a good way to practice my favourite style so far, and we all agreed that it would be much nicer to have some handmade party notices other than printing out a computer made document. Moving on to some research, me and my housemate were having a beer one night and we are talking about how cool the Asahi logo looked, and then it just clicked. I realized that that would probably be brush lettering. So I did compare the Asahi logo to the style previously, although I feel like it doesn't really include any of the flicks. I found the S in the Asahi very difficult to do, and as the start of the S, I had to rotate the brush 45 degrees while keeping one side of the brush in the same spot to create that shape. Further practice on this style and comparing it to the letters on the Asahi logo made me realize how similar they are. One is more of a serif font, and the other is more of a sans serif font, being the Asahi logo. So this is a redhead sign I found in my house, and it reminded me of sign writing. I found it interesting that the previous redhead logos were kind of a little bit less free flowy and then went to a very sort of blocky style, and the most recent one being the most sort of sign writing. Um, I like how the logo curves around and it also looks quite free. The way the R flicks down past the E is also really nice, and I like how some of the letters are connected. It gives it a bit of a casual feel.